Welcome to My Life and Coasters, where in this video I'm going to be talking about Britain's Got Talent. I went to see it in the Hammersmith Apollo, so I'm going to talk about that now. So basically, if you didn't know, online you can apply for free tickets to go and see loads of different shows like Britain's Got Talent and all sorts. Yeah, and what I did is I applied for some tickets on there, went with some family. And in this video I'm going to talk about how it went, as well as sharing some pictures and stuff from my visit. So yeah, I went to the live semi-finals. Now they are taking place in the Eventim Apollo in Hammersmith. Now basically the way it works is you apply for free tickets. If you get them, you go up, you queue up, and then you get guaranteed entrance once you get there and you've queued up. So it is first come first serve on the day. It's not guaranteed once you've got the tickets. It's not made that clear until you've got them, but once you've got the tickets you sort of understand that there's no guarantee you're going to get to go and see it. So I did that, queued up. I queued for about an hour and a half after getting to Hammersmith. Nice and easy to get to, got to say it. It's got an underground station very near there, and as well as that, once you get to the underground station you're like a few minutes to the Apollo. Queued up. Then when we got near the front of the queue, they said that they'd run out of the general, like the normal tickets they get given for the public, because basically Applause Store is an external company, not ITV or anything, the people who produce Britain's Got Talent. So they said, right, we've run out of main tickets, but any like leftover producer tickets or something, like friends and family, if there's any of those left later, you can have those. So basically we were given like a little raffle ticket. Went back later because we were so near the front, we got some tickets to go in. So if you are going, I'd arrive in the morning like 10 AM just to guarantee you get in. We didn't arrive till 1:30, and it was like 3 o'clock when the tickets ran out. So yeah, hardly surprising when people have been queuing up since like 11 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, once we got those tickets, that was about 7 o'clock in the evening that we got the tickets. We were able to go into the Apollo. There's loads of bars, there's toilets, there's all sorts in there. There's somewhere to store your coats and bags, so it's actually really good once you get in there. Then you can go and sit down about an hour and a bit before the performance starts. Now I'm actually going to talk about the show and what's very different to what you see on telly. The first thing which is hugely different is the size when you walk in there. For me, it felt a lot smaller in person than it does on the telly. I imagine it's because the cameras they use and stuff. But obviously I've always seen it on telly. I walked in and I thought this is quite small, but it wasn't like a negative thing necessarily. It was quite good. We had the perfect seats. We were S24 and S23, I believe. No, S24 and S25, and it was so perfect. We were 4 rows back from the front, like where the judges are, and we were 2 seats in, so that is like, it was middle. The stage was front and centre, which was really, really good. I was really glad we got sat there. So about 7:30 we had someone, I think their name was Andy, and they were I'd call them the audience manager. I think they do a lot more, but that's sort of what they were like to us. They were basically just explaining some stuff about the show, like the normal stuff. In the event of emergency, the Eventim Apollo staff will show you to the nearest exit, all that safety stuff. Then just explaining how it's going to be millions of people watching live, so please smile. You've got to like give a standing ovation for all performances. Yeah, that was the first sort of odd thing that you don't so much see on telly. You are asked to give a standing ovation for every performance, which I can kind of understand. Not that everyone did. You're asked to like boo if you don't agree with what the judges say, and clap if you do. Basically make yourself heard in there, which is quite good. Then about 22, maybe 1:45, you have Ant and Dec come on. They just do a bit of sort of warm up with the audience. I believe they record some audience reactions and stuff, just for other parts of the show. Everyone's sort of clapping and stuff, which is quite fun. And they're just doing all sorts of like preparations, like they're setting up the stage for the like intro scene, and all that sort of fun stuff. So that's sort of what happens about 20 minutes before. So you might think it starts at 8, really. Basically it starts about 22, because if you went out to go to the toilet or get a drink or anything, you weren't allowed to come back in within that period, because they were starting to film stuff and whatnot. So basically I nipped out about 10 to 8, and I wasn't allowed to come back in, because when I did, I was just told by one of the I'm not sure what they were. They were just some men dressed in like all black suits. They look pretty serious, but I think they're just to sort of make sure the audience don't get in the way of filming and stuff. Yeah, and just told, can you go and wait up by the door until the first ad break? Now, if you didn't know, Britain's Got Talent, it's got about 7 ad breaks in it. It's a 2-hour show, the live shows. So yeah, if you do go out to go to the toilet or anything, you'll have to wait and miss like a 7th of the show, which I think is fair enough. So you just wait at the top. Yeah, then at 8 o'clock I was stood at the top. I could still see what was going on though. It wasn't so bad. It wasn't like I had to leave the room. Just you stand basically out by a wall at the back. So they had a few good performances. They have some of the acts actually come in from the top. Like the first one, I think it was Duncan Murray on a pogo stick, come in from the back, like where I was stood, and they go down there. So you do get some more sort of interesting stuff if you stood at the back, to be fair. So yeah, I watched that first one, couldn't see loads of it, it was quite good. Obviously from then on it's just like watching it on the telly a bit, because all you're watching is the stage, nothing's too different. I mean, it is quite funny, you see all the crew like ducking down under seats and stuff, not to be seen with cameras. You never see any of that on telly. Yeah, then as soon as they finished and it went to like a VT, it was all it was basically ready, set, go for all of the crew to change like that set, because they had all ramps and like a grip mat on the stage, because obviously the pogo stick, and they were changing to Magicians Assembled, which is a magic act. So yeah, that was really impressive to see. They worked so hard, I want to say this, and obviously like it's their job and stuff, but all the crew on Britain's Got Talent, they seem to work so hard on making everything like happen in such a short time. Like, it's really impressive seeing them change from like skateboard ramps and like old grip mat to a big magician set up with all these slides and stuff, and like a thingy table, I'm not sure what it's called, in like the space of a few minutes. Then as soon as you get the first ad break, I think I might have got their name wrong, but I'm pretty sure the person's name is Andy. He was like, as I was saying, managing the audience, but they were doing like singing and dancing between each ad break just to keep the audience entertained, which I was shocked at, really. Like, I thought it would have felt like you went there, and because you got free tickets and stuff, you were like you were getting in the way, but no, it felt like you paid a lot to be there, and they were really trying to sort of keep you entertained, which was really good, I thought. I was very sort of shocked to see they were doing all that, because really it was non-stop entertainment, even though obviously you've got all those ad breaks. So that was really good. So I was shocked at that. They were giving away stuff like final tickets and a couple of t-shirts, which is really good. So yeah, I thought that was brilliant. Then the show basically continues like that. You obviously can't touch your phone whilst you're in there for most of the show. About 25 to 10 before the show ends, they do allow you to get your phone out to vote for the contestants you want to win that semi-final and go through to the grand final. So you get your phone out then, and from what I gathered, if you wanted to go to the toilet, basically if you went on an ad break, you couldn't leave just any time. If you went on an ad break, then you had to wait for like the next section of the show and then come back on the next ad break. So it probably would take about 20 minutes if you wanted to go to the toilet or get a drink or anything. But yeah, that seemed to work just as well, and worked alright. Yeah, and that is pretty much it. I'll sort of give a bit of experience about how long it takes. As I say, we got in there because we were on the other ticket, so I imagine everyone would have just had to arrive at the time we did, regardless of whether you had actual tickets from earlier on in the day or you were trying to get the like standby tickets, as I call them. I think you arrive about 7 o'clock is the best time. Yeah, you can get drinks or anything. Then the show starts at 8. As I say, really it starts about 7:30, and then the show finish, we was at the Apollo at 10:10, so yeah, not too bad. Nice to pick up my coat, and I went to the toilet in that time as well. So yeah, it basically does finish at 10. Back at the tube station about 10:30, so yeah, not too bad. Yeah, overall I thought it was a really good experience. The fact it's totally free, it's awesome. It's one of the best things I think I've ever done. I really enjoyed it. It's awesome going to see it in person. It is a bit different in some ways. You can't hear everyone as much or anything as you can on telly. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'd definitely recommend it. As I said, Applause Store is where you get the tickets. I'll definitely look at seeing some other like shows in the future. So yeah, that is it then. What I'm going to do is, yeah, I'll leave you with a couple of pictures and stuff that I took throughout the day. I did originally film a bit of a vlog for it, but then I thought most of the vlog was pointless because I couldn't really film anything, so I thought I'd do more of a talking video. And if you're wondering why I'm not sort of looking great this morning, that is because it's 7 AM and I've just been on a 2-mile cycle. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.